In the old days, when the earth still listened to human footsteps, there was a village where silence was not peace. It was fear. Because in that village, there lived a child whose name no one dared to say aloud. If you whispered it, your tongue would go dry. If you shouted it, your sleep would abandon you. So people pointed instead. They nodded. They warned their children with only their eyes. One of the villagers said, "Do not stand there. That is where he stood this morning. Carry your child away. Quickly." And when children asked, "Who?" their mothers answered with silence. Long before the fear, before the whispers, before the trembling nights, there was a man named Amadi, a hunter known across villages. Tall. Strong. Fearless. A man whose arrows never missed. But for 13 long years, his compound echoed with something louder than drums. Emptiness. Amadi, filled with bitterness, said, 13 years, and not even one child to call me father. His wife cried herself to sleep most nights. Not because she lacked love, but because she carried the blame of a village that believed a woman's womb defined her worth. One evening, as the sun leaned against the hills, Amadi sat with his mother, the old woman whose eyes had seen too much life to lie. His mother said with a firm and calm voice, "My son, listen to me." Amadi replied, "I am listening, mother." She said to him, "Desperation opens doors that wisdom keeps shut." Amadi, annoyed, "So what should I do? Die without a child?" His mother replied, "Better no child than a child that destroys his own home." Her words entered one ear and left the other. Because when a man is drowning, even poison looks like water. Days later, Amadi went hunting deeper than he had ever gone before. Past familiar trees. Past known paths. Into a forest that felt awake. The air was cold. Too cold. Amadi, muttering, "This place. I should turn back." Again he had a woman's voice, smooth, calm. Then she asked him, "Why?" Amadi turned. She was standing there as if she had grown from the earth itself. Beautiful. Too beautiful. Amadi, startled. "Who are you?" The spirit woman, smiling at Amadi, replied and said, "Someone who knows why you are here." Amadi, "I am only hunting." Spirit woman laughed softly. "No. Today, hunter, you are hunting a child." His heart pounded. His throat dried. Amadi, kneeling without knowing why. "If you have power, help me. Just one child. I beg you." Spirit woman, circling him, "You will have a son." Amadi, in shock, says, "A son?" She said, "He will carry your name. He will be feared. He will be remembered." Amadi, "What must I give?" The woman stopped smiling. "Your wife will die the day he is born." Amadi, shocked. "What?" "No." Spirit woman, "He will open the gate and close it forever. This child does not share space. He does not share love. He does not share the world." The forest waited. Amadi's voice shaking. "And if I refuse?" The woman said, "Then go home and remain childless." Silence. Then a nod. Amadi whispering, "I accept." That was the moment the village was doomed. Not when the child was born, but when the deal was accepted. Months passed. The wife's belly grew. The village celebrated. Only his mother watched with eyes full of storm. Amadi's mother, with pitiful voice, saying, "Oh, my son, what have you done?" The night the child was born, the sky refused to sleep. Thunder rolled. Dogs howled. Oil lamps flickered. Midwife, shouting. Push! Push! A baby's cry pierced the air, sharp, strange, almost angry. Midwife, hesitant. The child is here. Amadi rushed in. Wife, weak smile. My husband, take him. She placed the baby in his arms, and smiled one last time. Her breath left quietly. Amadi, screaming. No. Wake up. Wake up. She was gone. The child stopped crying, and laughed. Outside, villagers exchanged frightened looks. Villagers were whispering. Why is the baby laughing? Children do not laugh like that. That night, a child was born. And a curse took its first breath. Dike grew. Not like other children. By the time he was 3, the village already feared him. Not for what he said, but for what he did without reason. Whispering neighbors said. Did you see him yesterday? He pushed Ease into the river, and Ease can't walk straight since then. The other person said. No, no one dares report him. If you do, Dike comes back. And he does not forgive. Dike had powers, the villagers whispered. Strange, terrible powers no one understood. He could vanish into shadows. He could curse a goat with a stare. He could make a man see nothing but darkness. Amadi, broken by grief, tried to return to the ways of normal life. But grief is heavy. And a man who loses hope often finds himself in a bottle. Amadi, slurring, staggering through the village square. Dike. Dike, what have I done? Villagers, turning away, frightened. Look at him. Even the father trembles. What chance do we have? Amadi tried to remarry. He thought perhaps another wife could guide the child. Or at least shield the family from him. But no one could endure Dike. The new wife began seeing him in her dreams. He stands at her bedside. He laughs while I scream. I cannot live like this. I cannot. At dawn, she ran. The village watched her disappear into the horizon. No one ever saw her again. Amadi was left alone. Drunk. Broken. His pride shattered. His home, empty. And Dike? Dike thrived in his power. By the age of 3, the only person who loved and cared for him was his grandmother. A woman who had long known this day would come. Grandmother, kneeling by the fire, whispering to the gods. O great spirits of the land! I warned my son. I warned him not to chase a child from desperation. Show me, how can I raise him without destroying the village? She sacrificed much. She gave her strength. She gave her health. And yet, the price was high. Her days were cut short. By the time Dike turned 3, the grandmother was gone. Villagers whispering again. The grandmother is dead. No one can stop him now. Gods have turned their faces, our prayers are lost. And so, the genesis of the village's troubles began. Dike roamed freely. He took food from the kitchens. He stole clothes from the markets. He challenged anyone who dared confront him. And those who tried never returned the same. Some were crippled. Some were blinded. Some simply disappeared. Villagers whispering in terror. Do not stand where he walks. Do not call his name. Do not look him in the eyes. Amadi wandered. A shadow of a man. He moved from one village square to another. He drank, he muttered curses at himself. He remembered the warnings his mother had given him. He remembered the forest woman's bargain. And he wept. Amadi, voice breaking, alone in the forest. I ignored her. I ignored her words. I let my desperation destroy all I loved. The villagers' fear grew with each passing day. Even the king of the land had no power over Dike. No one dared. No one could. And Dike, 5 years old now, knew his strength. He laughed at the villagers. He mocked them. He tested every limit, every rule, every fear. But Amadi, he had not yet given up entirely. A faint ember remained in the ashes of his despair. Though broken, he believed there was still a way. Still a path to correct the wrongs he had unleashed. One morning, he returned home, not drunk. Not stumbling. Not muttering. He walked into the village square, his eyes calm, his back straight. And he smiled. Dike surprised but angry. Then he said, "Father? You are not drunk? You." Amadi, soft, firm. "Yes, Dike. I am back home. Because today, I will do what must be done." Dike had never seen his father this way. Dike thought to himself, he will not survive this. I will break him. I will make him run back to the bottle, to the shame, to despair. Dike tried all he could to break his father again, all to no avail. And that is when Dike realized. This was not like anything he had faced before. Amadi, though broken, had something stronger than fear. Something older than Dike's power. Love. And the courage to face the consequences of his mistakes. From that day forward, the stage was set. The village held its breath. The hunter had returned, not to hunt animals, but to face the child born from a bargain with the forest spirits. And Dike, 5 years old, began to see that his world was not as simple as he thought.